All right, guys, here's Mr. Lamb, and I'm coming back with page 3. And in my opinion, page 3 is not that it's overly difficult, but page 3 are some new kind of questions because there's some things in here that we didn't do in class. So it's really going to test your intuition. Mine looks a little bit better than yours because mine is in color, which really helps me out here. But I'm going to take a look at question 7 that says the rectangle is dilated by 2 around the origin. Then it's dilated by a half around the point 2, 0. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pick a point out, and I'm going to try to find the coordinates of this point. So this point up here is the point that I'm kind of looking at. All right, and this is the one that I want to center my attention around. So it looks like it is at 2.5 and up 5. All right, that's the point that's like 2.5, 5, something like that, or something really, really close. All right, the first thing I need to do is dilate it by 2 around the origin, which is easy. I just have to multiply both numbers by 2, which means this goes to the point 5, because 2.5 times 2 is 5, and 5 times 2 is 10. So I'm going to move it to the point 5, 10. So over 5 and up 10. All right, now it's up here after my, and I don't care what you call these, I'll call it L for Lamb, and this is L prime. So that's after the first move. Now I need to make the second move. And the second move is a dilation of a half around a point at 2, 0. So the point 2, 0 is actually down here. All right, this is not the origin. So my rules for the origin have to be different. All right, so what does this mean? Well, let's just pretend for a second that 2, 0 were my new origin. Right? If this were my new origin, then the point 5, 10 is actually over from 2 to get to 5. It's actually going over 3, and it's going up 10. So you can kind of think of this like the point 310, right, where I'm going over 3 and up 10. So what I want to do is I want to cut this in half. So half of 10 and half of 3. Well, half of 3 is 1.5. So from this 2, I need to go 1.5. Or if you think of it from 5, I have to come back 1.5. It really doesn't matter which way I look at this. All right? But what I want to take a look at here is from this 5, right, where L is sitting, I want to come back 1.5, because that's half of 3. So from 5, if I come back 1.5, well, if I come back 1, it's 4, so this is at 3.5. And from 10, if I come halfway down from 10, it's at 5. So I'm just going to look for this top left corner and which one of them has it in the spot 3.5, 5. So as I look at A, this is at 1, 2, 3.5, 5. Yeah, this is right there. That is at 3.5, 5. For C, looks like it is at 1.5, 5, which would be the wrong place. I know it's not C. B, it's at 4, 5. That's not in the right place. And D, it looks like it's at 1/2, 5, which is not in the right place. So the only one that is in the right place is answer choice A. It's answer choice A. All right, so that one was a little tough. You had to use some intuition on there. But if you were able to at least get that next point to be 510, that helps you out. And you can kind of see that light purple. That's what's happened. That light purple was stage 1, the dark purple is stage 2. So you can see where this is up here. This point right here is at the point 510. That's where we showed L prime. That'll kind of help you out as well. So, answer choice A, number 7. Tough problem. Question number 8, same kind of concept. All right, so I'm going to take, I don't know, this point over here, and I'm going to call that, we'll call it K, and it is at the point 6, 0. And it wants to know that this thing is being rotated clockwise. So if I were to rotate K clockwise 90 degrees, that's where he would be sitting. And if I were to rotate K 180 degrees, that's where he would be sitting. So 120 is somewhere in this general area. So you need to find the picture that has K somewhere in that close proximity. All right? And as I look at my answers, A might be there. C might be there. B and D are not. I mean, here, that is completely in the wrong spot. And D down here, that's completely in the wrong spot. So I can now get it narrowed down to a decent guess. And it's all coming down to the center of rotation. So if you look at the little crosshairs, that center's at the origin, this center is not at the origin. And it says about the origin. So that's why it's not answer choice C, and it is answer choice A. So this page, both answers should have been A.